Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion actually this time. And today I'm joined by the one, the only, the extinguished, the illigent. I'm trying to, what are other words that start with D? D-Free DBZHD, everybody.
It's just D-Free, man. Jeez. It's like, it's not even like a problem, you know, that you were like saying the full name, but it's just literally, I had the full channel name change because of the issues with that. So it's literally just D-Free now. Like the other thing just doesn't exist.
You know I troll you.
Yeah.
You know I troll you.
Of course. Well, thank you for having me on again. How's it going, guys? I'm back again. I know the guy that everybody hates because this guy is just so playful, but it is what it is. I like to keep it, you know, fresh. So.
We always have a whole lot of fun. I think everyone really likes our banter. But anyway.
I think they like your giggling, though. So.
I love it. Yesterday you tweeted, it's like, you have the best giggle in the community.
And another thing is too, like Blue commented on one of my videos. Oh no, the video about the that I re-uploaded like a week ago. He was like, "Oh, Mark is just the most giggly giggler or whatever." He said something hella funny.
I really love it. I love it. Anyway, guys, so today we're going to be talking about something that I thought was a really interesting topic, and I kind of brought it to D-Free, and he was like, "No, I can't do that." So we're going to change that topic. And we're going to do a little something different. And we're going to talk about Nozawa and Schemmel. And basically, we kind of have somewhat little bit confirmation that they're actually working on Dragon Ball Super in the English dub at this point. And one of the big questions that we have is, how are they going to translate Goku's character basically from what Nozawa has been kind of performing as throughout this last kind of year of Dragon Ball Super, and how is that going to translate to the way that Schemmel actually brings this entire, like, his portrayal of Goku into this? So, D-Free, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think it's important to note that first and foremost, it's not really particularly about, and this is to anybody watching the video, it's not particularly about your preferred way to watch the series. It's not here. We're not trying to compare the voice actors and the way they portray the character or anything like that. It's just more or less a product of the way that the character is handled, Goku specifically, within Dragon Ball Super. And what I mean by this is he's got a lot of little quirky, little funny, comedic relief type of moments in the show where they do little things and they give him little drop lines all the time that I think Nozawa handles perfectly. And a lot of that could come down to her portrayal of the character and her lighter toned voice and stuff like that. And when it comes to Schemmel, he seems to like to portray Goku in a more serious manner, in my opinion. So kind of just the way things are is, I don't know if personally, and not just Schemmel to be honest, I don't know if Dragon Ball Super's English dub can hit on a lot of the little jokes that they have in the Japanese version, because a lot of those jokes are puns on things and cultural things that really probably wouldn't translate too well to like an English-speaking audience, you know, for that that same vein. So that's kind of just where it comes down to me. Is like I think there'll be moments where he really captures it really well, and he'll be really funny, because there were moments like that in Resurrection F too, where it's like, "Oh, Mr. Whis, you're stepping in poo," and I think that, you know, like little quirky moments like that, I think that he handled those really well as well. So regardless of his portrayal of the character, it comes down to, I guess, the material that he's given, in my opinion.
But there is like some specific moments that I just want to kind of point out where I just really don't necessarily see Schemmel's Goku really translating to that of what they've been portraying in Super. I mean, like, there was episode, I think we discussed this, like episode 17, where basically Nozawa's characterization of Goku is like just basically just following around Chi-Chi or Bulma like a puppy. Not Chi-Chi. He never falls around Chi-Chi.
Did he call yet?
Like, that is a great scene. Even just having him basically burst through the entirety of the wall because he hears that Vegeta went to go train with Whis and everything. Funny scene, and everything after that's funny, but I'm not necessarily sure Schemmel's character, like, of Goku is that way. I really want to kind of see exactly how he portrays that, but hitting that exact tonal, like, point of what they were trying to go for in that scene, I don't think he can do it. Now, will it be funny? I think so. I mean, obviously, and who cannot wait to see, you know, Goku versus Hit in the dub? I feel like that's going to be one of the coolest things in terms of like how he's going to portray that character, but it won't be the exact same to what we've gotten right now.
And I think that a lot of people will be perfectly okay with that because, once again, like I said on my initial statement, a lot of people kind of look at Ozawa as like, oh, she shouldn't be the voice of Goku, yada yada, all these other different things. And that's why it doesn't come down to your preference or your opinion on the matter. The fact is that she is, deal with it. You know, that's kind of what it comes down to. So basically, when you think about her portrayal of the character, those little quirky, funny, little goofy little moments, like you said, the moments where Goku's just being a child, because that's what he is. You know, at heart, he's a kid. You know, he's an immature guy, but he can get serious when he needs to be. Her little portrayals of him in those moments work really, really well. And a lot of that comes down to, once again, the cultural differences and the gender difference, to be honest. That's where her being a female comes in, you know, in handy, because she can handle it, in my opinion, a little bit differently, because she can hit those higher tone notes and stuff like that. And Schemmel, like I said, he likes to act a little bit more stoic with Goku, like I told you off camera or off recording, whatever. But he likes to act a little bit more stoic. He likes to deepen the voice. Another thing too is that, like, in his recent portrayals of Goku, he's been a lot more deeper than he used to be. That's another thing. It's as if like he's matured and he's maturing the character with him. I don't know how that really translates to them trying to basically make Goku more immature in Dragon Ball Super. Once again, because the show, Dragon Ball Super in its entirety, is a show that is trying to be more predicated on comedic relief and little funny, quirky moments with all the characters, not just Goku. They put him in a lot of awkward moments, like Vegeta, for example, with the eggs and begging Whis and all that shit, all the dancing, all the little quirky stuff, you know, and the Pilaf gang, the way they come in, which is randomly, and they were nowhere to be seen in Dragon Ball Z, but they all of a sudden are always here doing funny little quirky little stupid stuff, and it's just more or less a product of what the show is trying to be, so I don't really particularly know. I think that Schemmel will do a lot of it really well, but I think some of it just really won't work, in my opinion.
Well, obviously, something you mentioned at the beginning of this video, I think is a really important note, is a lot of the people who like the Japanese sub like to say, like, well, they shouldn't have changed this, that, or the other in terms of scripting, but with something like Dragon Ball Super, they really kind of will need to, because a lot of this, like you said, is very cultural based, and it just really won't translate to what we have over here, what we like experience, the cultural experience of basically the United States, or even just like the Western society, or even just European societies. We're not going to get everything if they translate it verbatim what it was in the original dub. So obviously they're going to be changing it, and maybe that might kind of correlate to how Schemmel will actually be portraying his lines, or what Goku might say in this instance or something. But the one thing I do want to say before we get out of this is, personally, in my opinion, Schimmel's his portrayal of Black, I'm anticipating, and maybe you have your own anticipations, but I'm anticipating we're going to hear something more along the lines of Super Saiyan 4. But it would be really interesting to see where he goes with that, because obviously with that type of character, you can be a lot more serious and really hit those points that he's been trying to build up, like you said, throughout these last couple of years. The really more mature, really kind of deep-throated voice, you could play that off.
Yeah, I think with Black, it actually will translate really well in that sense, that Black is a character that, you know, when you talk about Nozawa, she's actually doing that with her voice. She's trying to elongate her voice and make it sound like she's a little bit more deeper and darker, because that's his characterization, you know, that's just what he is. So I think that with Schemmel specifically, that's where what he's been doing with Goku will really, really shine. I think that it would be interesting to see the way that he portrays Black, and Black's, like, you know, his dialogues with Trunks, for example, like, oh, I'm from a higher plane and stuff like that. I really do think that Schemmel will really, really come in and probably give some of his best performance, to be honest, as the Black character. So that's just kind of how I feel about Schemmel in particular. I think that he does a good job as Goku, and I think he could do a better job as Black, just because of the way that he portrays Goku's character, translating a little bit more, in my opinion, to the way Black is intended to be portrayed. And that, once again, is just a product of the way that these voice actors handle each specific character, because I feel like Nozawa's best character that she does is Black and Goten. I think she does those two phenomenally. I think she does a great job on those two characters. I think she does a good job on Gohan, and a fantastic job on Goku as well. But I think those two are like basically her bread and butter, and I see Sean basically getting something similar with Black.
I mean, I'm just completely with you. I feel like And we all know my stance on Goten. He really needs to come back in this arc at some point, but it's not looking likely.
Hashtag make Goten great.
Hashtag make Goten great again.
Oh,
anyway.
I saw something a little quick note before we get out of here. I saw something interesting that may, kind of pique your interest. Somebody said maybe Goten is Zeno's mystery friend, so maybe there's that. Maybe they're saving him for that.
I did see that, and part of me actually kind of thought that, not to get completely off the topic of the video, but I did kind of think that when Goku told him that maybe he had someone to come play with. I feel like that would be cool, but I just can't see it happening. I am trying to think of, and part of me, honestly, thinks it might be the Pilaf, like Pilaf and Shu.
Please, just get them out of there.
Like, wouldn't that be funny? Like, those guys are funny. It would kind of, like, I don't know how Toriyama's helping to do his timeline stuff anyway, but that's a completely different video. Anyway, you have anything else left to say on this topic?
No, man. Thanks for having me on. We got it a little bit longer than it needed to be, but it's fine. I'm sure they enjoyed it.
No, yeah, it was a good video. I hope everyone who's listening enjoyed it. Everyone, if you're listening to me and you don't subscribe to D-Free, please go out and do so. He makes amazing content. So yeah, guys, please just go give him a like and a sub and everything. And anyway, D-Free, thank you for being on. We always appreciate it.
Of course, I'm the extinguished one.
You're my extinguished guest. Anyway, everyone, I hope we all hope you have everyone, I hope you have all a good day. I can't speak right now. Anyway,
I hope you all have a good day.
We'll catch y'all in the next video, guys. Bye.
Please.